Icelandic pop princess Björk makes her astonishing film debut as a tragic heroine of Dancer in the Dark.
I didn't feel I acted her as much as I just kind of became her.
Catherine Deneuve and David Morse share the screen with Björk in director Lars von Trier's heart-rending and highly unconventional new musical.
I'm afraid this one may not fit into everybody's idea what a film musical should be.
Björk's off-kilter music sets the tone for the cinematic blend of gritty drama and glittering production numbers. It's all coming up in Behind the Movie, Dancer in the Dark. Set in 60s rural America, Dancer in the Dark tells the story of Selma, an immigrant factory worker and single mother struggling to save her son from a crippling hereditary illness.
Selma is a Czechoslovakian woman who has a son, and she has got a disease where she is slowly going blind, and she knows that her son has inherited her disease.
Even as Selma's own vision worsens, she works overtime in a wash basin factory determined to save enough money for the operation that will save her son's eyesight.
Excuse me?
Yeah?
You have to work a little, a little faster than this.
Okay.
Seeking an escape from her grim circumstances, Selma retreats into a fantasy world straight out of a Hollywood musical.
Clatter, crash, clack, cracket, sound, rattle, clang, crack, sat, whack, bam! Clatter, crash, clack, cracket, bam, sound, rattle, clang, crack, sat, whack, bam! It's music. Now dance. Listen. Qualter, you're the dancer, you got the sparkle in your eyes.
Director Lars von Trier initially hired Björk just to write the soundtrack after seeing her It's Oh So Quiet video, a postmodern take on a 50s musical.
It's oh so still. The sky's scorched and I got hit. There's no mistake.
Von Trier eventually coaxed Björk out of the recording studio and onto the set.
After doing the music for a year and Lars, the director, trying to convince me, we sort of figured out that acting this girl too, not only writing her songs, would be an extension of my music.
Björk first gained attention in 1988 as frontwoman for the Sugar Cubes, a quirky Icelandic rock group that was a big hit on college campuses. In 1993, she broke out on her own with Debut, which crossed the stunning nightmarish images in the album's groundbreaking videos with Björk's kooky, childlike charms. Those qualities drew von Trier to Björk when finally casting the lead role.
Are you trying to tell me something?
It's about the bike.
A bike?
The bike.
I cannot give Jean a bike.
Co-stars Catherine Deneuve and David Morse were duly impressed with Björk's innate acting ability.
Even when I did the reading, the first reading with her and Lars and the other actors, right away I knew that she would be incredible in the film. Just at the first reading, I knew that she was, I could see, I could hear.
She was on new ground and kind of living her life through this character in a way that she had not experienced before.
No one was surprised when Björk turned out a wildly inventive soundtrack.
I've seen it all, I've seen the dark. I was pretty stubborn through this film in making sure that the songs would get the best sound they deserved and the best, you know, mixing and all sort of things. What I need, and that is enough to one more would be good.
The style of the music is something that has come as a collision between her and me. And she's the one that knows about music, of course. I like the music that she has done very much.
Coming up, Björk's wild imagination.
You were in a musical. I think fantasy is a very important element to our lives.
Having a ball at my musical.
I've got little games I play when it goes really hard. I just start dreaming and it all becomes music.
Once this starts, there's no stopping it. Do you understand me?
Yeah, I'm prepared.
Dancer in the Dark. Rated R, now playing.
Dancer in the Dark stars Björk as Selma, a Czech immigrant in 1960s America struggling to survive in a blue-collar wasteland. Selma's slowly going blind. Her only outlet is a daydream world filled with visions of classic Hollywood musicals.
Why do I love it so much? What kind of magic is this? She's looking with very exciting eyes to America, being not only the country where doctors can cure these diseases, but also the country of musicals, where people are always happy and they're tap dancing and swirling in circles, and nothing bad ever happens. I'm having a ball, this is a musical, and there's always someone to catch me. There's always someone to catch me. There's always someone to catch me. There's always someone to catch me when you fall.
Selma shares her passion for Hollywood musicals with fellow factory worker Kathy, played by French film legend Catherine Deneuve.
I like it better when you dance. You should dance while that.
I will dance when there is music.
She's Björk's best friend in the film. We work in the same factory. We are both women alone, probably having a difficult life, and who came to America. She came for a son, I probably came for a man.
No, Selma, no. There are 2 plates. It's all right.
You know what happens when you put 2 plates in, don't you?
Well, she didn't do it. I mean, it didn't happen.
Destroy the tool. It takes a whole day to mend. Never too late, Selma. Never.
Selma and Kathy have this, one of those unusual friendships that sometimes happen, you know, in difficult situations, you know, where it's probably spurred from just through need, you know.
I could do my job with my eyes closed. So could you.
No.
It's just because I was daydreaming.
Daydreaming? Dreaming about what?
No, I just hear music.
Come on, I mean, Selma, music. You could also cut off your hand just like that. You have to watch out every second. Promise me you'll stay awake.
I promise I will stop daydreaming.
David Morse plays Selma's landlord, Bill, a kindly cop who becomes her most trusted confidant.
He happens to be the guy that is the landlord where Björk's character, Selma, is living at his house, in a trailer behind the house. But really more importantly than that, they become friends and they share things about their lives.
The bank is going to repossess the house because I'm so far behind on the payments. And I'm going to lose Linda. I know it.
She loves you, Bill. Oh, don't cry. Would it make you feel better if I told you a secret?
What secret could you tell me?
I'm going blind.
Eventually, Bill takes advantage of Selma's trust and her blindness.
I've played bad guys before, so I don't have a problem playing people who do things that are ugly or uncomfortable or whatever. But I was so unsympathetic with what he chooses to do in this that I didn't know how I could do it.
The emotionally charged roles proved challenging for everyone in the cast. Newcomer Björk had a particularly difficult time separating herself from her character.
She had to struggle sometimes because she had to feel and be in the situations she had to play to really be what she had to be. That's why she's so incredible in the film.
For me, I didn't feel I acted her as much as I just kind of became her. And this girl being probably one of the most unluckiest around, she goes through quite a lot of pain.
Time it takes a tear to fall, a heart to miss a beat, a snake to shed its skin, a rose to grow a thorn is all the time that's needed to forgive me. I am so sorry.
A very strong characteristic about me is that I have a tendency to do things either 900% or skip them. So it sometimes can be a little bit intense. So when I decided to act this girl, I was very sure that I was gonna give it everything.
I just did what I had to do. I just did what I had to do. I just did what I had to do. I just did what I had.
She has an incredible performance. Incredible. And it's not acted, I must say that. It's not acted, it's felt.
Well, one of the reasons I felt like protecting this girl was that I think there's quite a lot of us out there, you know, people that are that introvert and have that vivid imagination especially as children. And we kind of live in our own universe, and to a certain degree, things are a lot more real inside that bubble than in real life.
Lars von Trier's unorthodox directing style brought the film painfully close to real life.
Most of the scenes were improvised, so I would feel like she felt, because we also shot it almost in chronological order. So I would wake up and I would have to be sad that day. I would be sad, you know. And you would react. You would feel your way through this film.
You'd do the scene. You'd go in there. There's no rehearsal at all. He's not interested in rehearsing it. He's interested in the unexpected thing happening. So if we plan for something to happen, obviously he's not going to get that.
He always wanted us, you know, to take freedom and to try to forget about the script and try different things, you know, in sort of keep some kind of energy and surprises.
Dancer in the Dark might be labeled a musical, but it's not exactly Singing in the Rain.
Musicals, or the ones I saw when I was a child, was never really dangerous. They were never really... You didn't cry.
I'm afraid this one may not fit into everybody's idea what a film musical should be. There is no story without the music in this.
Musicals is not reality. It's a way to avoid reality. And actually the character of Selma is someone who really avoids reality. The reality is much too hard.
That spins you around.
While the dramatic scenes were the product of inspired improvisation, the lavish production numbers were carefully choreographed to evoke the golden age of Hollywood musicals.
You were in a musical.
I didn't mind it at all, that you were having a ball at my musical.
The musical numbers were so technically awesome, and how they were conceived and executed, you know, with these 100 cameras. Probably more than anything else in the film, it was very carefully tended to in terms of choreography and rehearsal, you know, just in terms of our own behavior. We never did that anywhere else. So it was like almost two different films.
You will always be there to catch me.
I'll always be there to catch you.
You will always be there to catch me.
Sometimes I would wake up and we would be doing songs. So that'd be excellent. That'd be like what nourished you and what sort of kept you, you know, positive, you know.
When I fall.
From the frozen north to the French Riviera.
I mean, being an old punk from Iceland, I guess Cannes is not sort of on our top 10 list.
This is your musical. I'll always be there to catch you.
In Dancer in the Dark, Björk explodes on the screen as Selma, a factory worker struggling to stay afloat in 60s America. The puckish pop star's first crack at the big screen took her all the way to the Cannes Film Festival. It was a whole new world for Björk.
I mean, being an old punk from Iceland, I guess Cannes is not sort of on our top 10 list.
To be there is not so much a problem. Well, I think what is difficult for her is to talk to people she doesn't know, and she doesn't know how she's going to be received. She doesn't know how they're going to listen.
Once you get there, you actually realize that it's got a lot of quality about it, and it's got a lot of history. And they're quite, you know, they got a punk thing about them.
The Cannes judges honored Dancer in the Dark with its top prize, the Palme d'Or for Best Film.
They're pretty brave in Cannes, huh? The fact that they gave this film an award is I think it's kind of brave, you know?
In Outsider, Björk was greeted with open arms. She walked away with the festival's Best Actress award and a newfound respect for the film industry.
This event, the Cannes, seems to be a very important thing for the French. And what they were giving to me was something that is very precious to them.
Everything changed, you know, once she had the prize, and then you have to do, you know, the press and television and all that.
I felt the whole thing was very sincere, and they were actually very genuine. You know, that's how I came back. Or maybe that's an easy thing to say when you're wrong, huh?
While Dancer in the Dark has made Björk the most unlikely screen sensation of the year, don't expect her to go Hollywood anytime soon. Shortly after the film's release, she announced her retirement from acting to devote herself to her first love, music.
For me, music is you know, as important as food or sleep. I'm very grateful that I've got music, you know, and it's taken care of me like all my life. To a certain degree, it felt like I was having an affair for music, so I'm just happy it took me back, you know, with open arms. I might just stay there, you know? It feels safer.
As unsettling as it is beautiful, Dancer in the Dark brings the musical into the 21st century. Björk's all-too-brief flirtation with the movies will undoubtedly leave fans wanting more.
When you